Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 16 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Kathy B. Yay! And Kathy wants to know, what was my favorite season? I have a lot of favorite seasons, but I will say some of my favorites are 2, 6, 7, 8 was fun. There's a lot of favorites. I don't know. I have a lot of favorites. And she wants to know, what do I think of them having a Big Brother season with all previous winners? That would be really awesome, but I feel like they would have a hard time getting all the winners to agree to it. Because you know, some of them have big egos and they'd be like, I don't want to lose. It'd be embarrassing. So, yeah. But it would be awesome to watch. Alright, and if you want to be house guest of the day, send me a private message on YouTube. So, remember yesterday when I asked, how long will it take for Christine to repeat all of her conversation with Donnie to everyone in the house? It didn't take long. Christine went right from that conversation. She went running to Cody. She was lying in bed with him. Lots of touching, I'm just saying. So then she was like, yeah, Donnie was telling me that I have to vote you out this week, Cody. And Cody was like, oh, I'm so effing pissed. Because that's all Cody ever says, and then he doesn't do anything about it. So Cody's like, Donnie talks to everybody, not knowing we will talk. Should he just leave? What is he supposed to do when there's a whole house alliance except for him? I mean, really. So Cody also says, it really pisses me off when people like Donnie talk and act like they know shit when they have no idea. Do you piss yourself off, Cody? Because that sounds a lot like you. So Christine says, Donnie is so jealous of us. He's dead to me. Ah! Alright, so then they woke up Derek because he was also in the room asleep, and they shared details of their conversations with Donnie. Cody, that genius, is talking to Derek, and he's like, yeah, Donnie says that you're the mastermind of the whole season. And Derek is like, well, I am. And he tries to act like he's joking, but it's not a joke. He is in control. Hello, people. So Derek is like, yeah, Cody and Christine, you should go and call Donnie out in front of everyone. Do it. And they're like, yeah, we're totally gonna do it. Especially Cody. He's like, yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. And then, remember when he slapped himself in his sleep? Yeah. So then they're like, well, maybe we should wait. Oh, let's wait a little bit. So Derek is like, yeah, well, we should definitely get the whole group together and comparing notes on the whole Donnie situation, talk about what he's been telling everyone. Meanwhile, Donnie is up in the HOH room talking to Frankie, and Donnie's like, Frankie, I want you to make the final 2 so that maybe I'll have a shot at winning America's Favorite Player. Because if you're in the final 2, you're not eligible for that prize. So Frankie's like, yeah, whatever. I won't put you up, I won't vote you out, and cool. So I don't think that that's legit, but I think it's interesting that Donnie is siding with Frankie over Derek. I don't know if he actually wants to see Frankie in the final 2, or if he's just like he said, he wants Frankie in the final 2 so someone else will have a shot at America's Favorite. Now, I don't necessarily think that Frankie would definitely win America's Favorite anyway if he was eligible for it, because I just think, you know, a lot of the other players have big fan bases. Donnie and Zach, I think they have a good shot at it, so we'll see. I don't even know if they're going to have America's Favorite this year since they had Team America. So Donnie was in the diary room, and this was the perfect opportunity for Cody, Derek, Christine, Frankie, and Caleb to go up in the HOH for a major Donnie bashing session. So they were all sharing all of the conversations that they've had with him, just like talking crap about him. So they're up there for a few minutes, and then they look on the spy screen and they see Donnie walking up to the HOH room, and they're like, ah! So Christine and Frankie freaking run right to the HOH bathroom. They're like, bleh! And everyone else is just like, so they're all scrambling, and it's so lame. And then Donnie walks in the room, and they're just like, yeah, what's up? It's so pathetic. Donnie definitely knows what's up. It's so obvious. So they kind of like disperse a little bit, Derek, Christine, and Frankie are all sulking downstairs, and they're like, Donnie has to go. He sucks. We hate him. So they also come to the conclusion that Zach has been working with Donnie this whole time because their campaign strategies are all lining up. They're saying a lot of the same things. You're wrong. Donnie did give Zach advice this week. We talked about this. He told him how to campaign, but they have not been working together the whole time. That's bonkers. So Frankie just can't get over the whole America's favorite thing. He's just like, why does Donnie think he's going to be America's favorite? He's not going to be America's favorite. We'll see. So, there's been a lot of big talk from the bomb squad about how they want to call Donnie out and all this nonsense. So, the guys were filling in Derek on Donnie's plan if he wins HOH this week. So Donnie has been joking around about how he wants to pick his nominations if he wins HOH with some M&Ms. He wants to go with the whole candy thing. So when Derek hears about this, he's like, I want to get this right. He says, I'll slap those M&Ms right out of his hand. I swear to God on my daughter, I effing will. I'll rip that effing bag out of his hand. Now pick 4 of them off the ground, bitch. Really? Wow. So then Derek and Frankie were whispering alone on their own. Alone on their own, duh. So Derek was like, talking about Donnie, are you TA or are you not? Because why the F are you calling us masterminds? Oh, I'm sorry. Donnie must have forgotten that you're the only people who are allowed to make game-altering important decisions based on candy. And also, you're the only ones allowed to play the game. Sorry, Donnie's mistake. But seriously, I just get so annoyed when people are like playing these dirty games and then they get so pissed off when they find out that other people are also playing. What? So Caleb is still sticking with the whole Donnie's military or he's ex-military. He can't get over the no hair from the socks thing. He's like, oh, it's definitely from these military boots. That's why. Frankie is going with the medical line. He's like, oh, Donnie's definitely a doctor. He used terms like osmosis and diluted blood. Those are medical terms. And Cody's all, wait. For real though, that's all I hear when Cody opens his mouth. That's all I hear anymore. So Derek is like, I hope the TV show doesn't make it look like we're turning on Donnie when it's the other way around. What? Come on, you've been going after Donnie this whole freaking game. So, Derek has another storm on the horizon. Uh-oh, Victoria is feeling paranoid again. So Victoria was talking to Cody and she's all worried again because Derek is up Christine's ass. And she's like, Derek hasn't spoken game with me in 3 days. He doesn't acknowledge me when I walk into a room. So then she says this other thing. She's like to Cody, I'm the only girl left. Christine is one of the guys. I can't talk about things with you guys like she does. This is not the first time she said this. It's wild. So Cody's like, oh, well, you should talk to Derek about it. Like, just go talk to Derek. He doesn't want to deal with it. So we're going to come back to that. But first, Stealth Mode Cowboy was back in action last night, creeping on Zach and Donnie this time. Congratulations, Caleb. You got to hear them talking about how they feel ostracized in the house. Isn't that great? So Zach was telling Donnie about the whole Skittlegate thing again. He was like, Donnie, I'm telling you this right now. You did not have a Skittle. You were going up the whole time. And Donnie was like, yeah, I had a feeling. He freaking knows. So Donnie was like I want to hang out with these people any longer? When the credits roll, get me out of here. Go Donnie! He doesn't want to deal with these people after the show, and I don't blame him. They've treated him like crap all season. So Caleb takes all this information and goes back to the group, tells everyone what he's heard. And you would think that when people hear other people talk about how they feel left out and stuff, that they would feel bad for their actions. Zero remorse. They're like, Donnie, we outplayed you. Get over it. So there was another family dinner last night. I'm just wondering, how did they all sit there with that awful Donnie without calling him out. And after the dinner, they were just like, oh man, I don't know how we did it. I just wanted to call him out the whole time. So, some random after dinner chat I just want to throw in there. Caleb claims that he has broken a lion's jaw with his bare hands before. What? What the F are you talking about? He was also like, yeah, I've been to Africa before, I've lived in Africa, and Frankie was like, I talk about Africa all the time. How have you never mentioned this before? And Caleb was like, oh yeah, it was before I could remember, like I was like 18 months old or whatever. And I think it was Cody who was like, is that when you broke the lion's jaw? Seriously though, what the hell is going on? I don't know what to believe anymore about Caleb. So, moving on. Last night, Zach was messing around with his mic pack and he discovered some labels on it. So, it would be awesome if it was like tool, douchebag, a-hole on all the labels, but it wasn't. It was the names of previous house guests from seasons 14 and 15. So they were all looking at their mic packs to see whose mics they had, except for Donnie, because Big Brother was like, stop that, or whatever, and Donnie didn't want to upset Big Brother, so he was the only one who didn't look, but everyone was like, I got Spencer, I got Janelle and McCrae, I got Will. I wish I had Will Huser's mic pack. So, it was very, like, middle school or whatever, when you get your textbooks for the year, and you have to put your name in them, and you're like, whose textbook did you get? Whose did you get? So, that's fun. Let's talk about Victoria and Derek. They were chatting alone in the bathroom last night, and Victoria started out all, Derek, you know me better than my ex did. You're my favorite in the house, but you're hurting me. And Derek was like, what are you talking about? So she's like, well, I feel like I'm being excluded from conversations that you've been having with Christine. And she's like, it's not just me. Other people have been noticing it too. I won't say who, but other people have been noticing it. And Derek is like, are you jealous? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh my God. So he's telling her, you need to relax. I'm not replacing you. You're still my #1 girl. So Victoria's like, well, if that's the case, then how come yesterday when you were eating pancakes, you weren't even looking at me? What? And she also said, you only said my name once today. So he keeps reassuring her. He's like, no, like, don't be paranoid. You need to relax. And it's kind of hilarious. And I don't really feel bad for Derek because he's the one dragging her right to the end. She is his goat. He's taking her to the end. So why not make him deal with this stuff? So real quick before we wrap up, quote of the day comes from Caleb. Today he was retelling his story about how he was almost a major player in Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and he said, my freaking best friend's ex-boyfriend is Johnny Depp's stunt devil. Yes, his stunt devil. I'm gonna leave it at that. So today, it's a big night. Zach is going home. Or is he? Because one juror will be returning. Who's coming back, guys? I gotta say, as much as I want to see Zach stay in the house, I'm a little nervous that if he does come back, he's not gonna go after the people we want him to go after, and that would just be a major bummer. It would be like Judd last season, no offense, but that totally sucked, Judd. So, I just want to see someone come back and really stir things up. I want Donnie to have an ally. I just would love that. So let me know who you guys want to come back in the comments, and until tomorrow when things are crazy, much love.
Edit.